experience for someone running teams on Citrix versus just locally on the PC? Is there really going to be a difference, or what would someone expect between those two scenarios?
It depends on how you set it up. It depends on how good your administrator is and the details that they are paying attention to make sure that they are setting it up properly, making sure that they're optimizing it so that you're using all the resources that are possible, right? So, where if you're using hairpinning, you're going to have a terrible experience. And I've seen reviews on it online. And realistically, at the end of the day, you want to get with someone that has the skill set that Dave has to really make sure that as you're deploying that application, that it's deployed correctly. And you need those experts involved to make sure that it's done properly. Even if you're using that Citrix cloud-based technology, they have all those experts that are there. They've done it a bunch of times. It's like trying to do an email migration. Everybody thinks, oh, it's just a migration. It's no big deal. We'll just copy and paste, right? Well, I've seen people fail consistently. I do also want to point out that our customers have not been ransomwared, but we get those customers that have been ransomware, and we have successfully helped many of them get out of that situation, decrypt their drives, and get back to working business as usual. But typically, they're paying the ransomware, just like that happened years and years ago to the other company. I mean, at the end of the day, there's not a whole lot that you can do other than educate your people, and then try to make sure that you're consistently educating people as you go down that rabbit hole of new technology that's coming out, new vulnerabilities, and making sure that everybody's aware of it.
One of the things that you did just the other week was you sent us some fake phishing emails, right? So kind of testing us internally to see who would click on it as part of security awareness, and then it tells you, what user did it, and then you can go talk to them about, hey, this is the exact type of thing you've got to be careful of, and this is how you would recognize that you would not want to click on this. So I thought that was a pretty cool exercise.
It was actually because there's a couple of them that you can send, but the one that I remember off the top of my head is something happened to your payroll. Please click here, right? And most people, as soon as they hear I'm not going to get paid or something to that effect, they're immediately like, oh, wait, let me click real quick, right? And, it could be that fast that you completely took down your organization by getting overzealous with something instead of just asking someone else, hey, let me stop and let me call IT or your managed service provider. Hopefully that's IG Tech, and in the future it might be. But we get those emails all day, every day. We get emails from our customers because in our quarterly visits that we're going out, typically probably about 25 to 50% of the visit is going around and planning an education session, planning something that's revolving around new threats in the environment and how to overcome those things and make sure that you're protecting the organization at the same time.
Dave, when a SMB is considering Citrix, they're not going to be Citrix administrators. Where are they going to get that help? Are you going to do the physical setup and management for them, or are you going to do the initial implementation and then they're going to get ongoing support from Citrix? What does that look like? So as a small business owner, I don't have to be overly stressed about how I'm going to get up and running in this Citrix environment and getting my security where I want it to be.
Really, it depends on what the customer wants. We do full service. What a lot of customers today want is, one of the common ones is they want a little bit of control. They want to be able to change things very easily. They don't really want to be that IT administrator, but they maybe want to add a new user. They just hired somebody today. They would like to make a small change. And what we can do is we can do the implementation, get them up and running, and then give them a portal, just as with the Office portal, something easy to administrate that they can administrate themselves, so they don't have to be waiting. Or we pride ourselves on great service here, but But that is one of the things that SMB company wants a lot of times is that I can make the change. It's not that hard. Just give me the rights and I'll go in and I'll do it and do what I need to do right now. So there's that option, and really moving to a full service model, it makes that much easier in today's world. I mean, there's not these IT pieces of equipment that you're really not familiar with. It's just really an easy to use administrator portal. And then if you want that more advanced configuration, we can kind of come in and do that implementation for you, or we can fully manage it for you.
Okay.
We can,
all right. So
I had one thing on the ransomware though, but in today's world, one thing that has failed, and we did a lot of that at GE, I actually failed that test. Telling your users not to do things. I mean, you want to educate your users, but we know that strategy fails. I mean, we're working too hard, we're moving too fast. There's too many ways. There's too many attack vectors. For example, actually one of the biggest attacks that happened, which was in the news with largest corporations, they actually came through the HVAC system. A lot of people don't know that. They actually came through, they had set up automatic, essentially I'm not going to call it Nest, but essentially set it up so that they could remote control their HVAC system in the building. And that's actually how they got in and attacked their data center. So you have to be aware it's coming through. Your attacks are coming through. How are you going to defeat it if it gets through? And that's where the layered security approach gets into. You have to have multiple layers and be prepared for it. So I just want to throw that out there.
Okay, well, very good. So, Dave, if people want to get a hold of you, how do they reach you?
Well, you can reach me at, you can call me directly on my cell phone, 561-515-7295. Also, my website is www.bluepalmtechnologies.com, and right on there is you can enter your name and number, and I'll contact you back.
Okay, very good. And Josh, how do people contact IG Tech 365?
You can reach us at the website at igtech365.com. You can call in to our telephone number at 866-365-7798, or you can just you can email info@igtech365.com.
And we're also, because this is going to end up on YouTube, people can enter information below or ask for help or ask us to contact them, ask questions, and we'll certainly respond to the questions. So that concludes our session today. Thank you both, Dave and Josh. Very informative and interesting information, and we look forward to the next session. Thank you.
Thank you.